हाँ जी, आपको ट्रेडिंग सिखा देंगे। हम लाइव भी आते हैं एवरी डे 9 AM to depends on really until 11 is the most volume, but 2 o'clock some days evening में मैं कोशिश करता हूँ कि आपको पूरे दिन का आके एनालिसिस दे दूँ कि प्राइमरी सिखाने के लिए हम लोग आपको, क्योंकि डेटा जो फ्री का आ रहा है वो S&P 500 का मिल जाता है फ्यूचर्स का, तो सॉफ्टवेयर आपको यूज़ कर लें कोई भी इन टर्म्स ऑफ, जब सीख लें तो कुछ भी कर सकते हैं आप। इसमें S&P करें, आप इसमें वो करें, नैस्डैक करें, डाउ जोन्स करें, रसल करें, क्रिप्टो करें, फॉरेक्स करें, सारा कुछ करें, तो कोई ऐसी चीज़ नहीं है। एक दफ़ा सीख लें तो बस ऐसा ही है। Check now. I'm going to turn on Wi-Fi for my Instagram because it keeps disconnecting. This is LAN for YouTube, Instagram, and superareas.com stream, and TikTok is okay. So good. Thank you. Thanks for giving me confirmation that Facebook is good. Let me turn on Wi-Fi here. There you go. YouTube is good. Facebook is good. Thank you very much. Let's do picture in picture so I can show you the main screen charts. The software works for crypto, forex, index, anything and everything. So कोई ऐसी चीज़ नहीं है कि जो इसमें ना चले. Today S&P stayed down to our area and it bounced back from approximately 63, 62 area. And then it was just one way up all the way. It took, so it was up 35 points. So first it took a almost 22 plus. So since morning, it was down 22 points plus 34, and then It got overbought approximately it went to 100.77, 237, and then it fell down approximately 14 points and then went back up. So let's see, because it came down to 240 mid-band, it touched 62 and then went back up. So let's see what happens tomorrow. So it's now inside your 240 band, and it's inside your 60-minute band, and yeah, things should be okay tomorrow. $44.91. Anybody who wants to make fast money, Nasdaq, extreme high, expected high. Couple $100, just very easy. Fastest way to do it if you guys can handle Nasdaq. But start with micro, because point is $2. And forex or crypto, we do everything. Forex, crypto, index, commodities. This software will analyze anything as long as you got the data coming in to NinjaTrader. So does not matter what you would like to do. As for free data for testing, NinjaTrader only offers S&P 500 futures. So which exchanges, see, the thing is, if you can, what's my opinion for tomorrow? FOMC, 100% volatile. If the interest rate does not go up, it will boost consumer confidence for a retail investor, because even 0.25% of interest is quite a bit for people who trade using debt. So if the interest rate doesn't go up, market could go up. Yes, if the interest rate is hold, market will, let's say tomorrow morning, this is the price 4,500 tomorrow morning. So it could go up 50 points and come down exactly 15 points. So wherever it starts, if the interest rate goes up, of course, markets are going to go down. So it is something we call diamond pattern. So price will end up where exactly it started. But anybody who wants to see S&P 500, Nasdaq, we call it fireworks. It would trend change like you just won't be able to keep up. So FOMC. Why do we have to use NinjaTrader? Because our algorithm works with NinjaTrader. So you can use any platform as you like, but in Canada, US, rest of the world prefers NinjaTrader as a platform and as a broker as well, because futures market is cheapest way to get your entry into trading, right? So options okay, crypto, forex, everything is okay, but for our locals here, S&P 500, Russell, Nasdaq, you can open up a broker account for as low as $250 and start trading, right? So For those who have little or no experience, the route we take is to be able to give them Ninja. And then with Ninja, it opens up the options of trading with rhythmic funded trading. A lot of guys use that. So it's we kind of like it as all-in-one solution, right? So you have for you outside of Canada, you can use it as a broker, as a platform. And some people who don't like Ninja as a broker or a platform, you can trade on Meta, you can do it on Plus, you can do it on Binance, but just get the data through Ninja, right? So you're just watching the charts and our smart money algo through your Ninja, and all you're doing is simply executing your trade on a different platform. So you can use Coinbase to connect with Ninja to get the data pricing. You can use Binance, no problem. So some people in certain countries that are not allowed to use Ninja, they just get the data on Ninja and then they're able to trade on Binance. Yeah, no problem. So the idea is that we can support anything. Just you have to get the data inside Ninja. There's a website called Connect. You can get your data from Interactive. You can get your data from Binance, any continuum. It supports Rhythmic. It supports Ninja supports quite a few connection types, right? eSignal, Forex, Forex.com, FXEM, Interactive, IQ Feed. So TD, and what else? C Chart Trader, Coinbase, barchart.com. So as long as you can feed your account into Ninja, you can take data into it. That's all you needed. If interest rate hike, bottom, long term, 1 second, 43.50, 43.50. At least that's what I see. We have a chart called 144 minute, and it has quite a bit of a distance. So, but anybody who's gonna go long from there, so if I could see it goes down to as low as 43.50. Yeah, 43.50. Yeah. But tomorrow, I don't think they will raise interest rate. The economy, elections, so many political reasons that Biden has to show the economy is going up, right? So it's very much political right now. So they have raised the interest rate quite high. Inflation is somewhat cooled. 3.7, I think, was the number. They want to keep it within range. So and if they hold, what will happen is the diamond pattern, right? So if the price opens pivot point, it's still high up there. So we'll see what the night session does from 12 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. and then we'll see if the night session high and whatever the night session low is, whatever European market does to us, Australasia, what they do to S&P, because this market is traded 23 hours a day, right? So now is 7 p.m. Let's see what rest of the world does to our S&P, right? Or Russell or Nasdaq, and of course S&P 500 is 75 companies of Nasdaq are inside S&P as well. See, Apple alone can cause a major change into S&P, right? So the idea is that if you have enough CPU power and RAM, open up Nasdaq beside it too and just watch the Nasdaq chart, and you will see the direction of S&P, whatever way Nasdaq is behavior. You are in Calgary and you want to learn, I can definitely just send me a WhatsApp message and I'll send you a couple of videos to watch. That's it. It's pretty straightforward. We made this software so simple, and now with the live stream every day, any concept that is not cleared, I will show it to you on the screen from our classroom, from our trading floor. So it's service that we're trying to create a new standard that, hey, if you sell or have something to do with live trading, sit and teach as the market goes. All right, I gotta take this. Sorry, guys. Just send me a WhatsApp a message on 647-228-0694, and I will reply back. My team member will, with a couple of videos to watch. Download your things. So quite a few things in the pipeline as well, right? So trading, anybody can teach you anything. Like thousands of videos are on YouTube. Again, I'm not doing something new here, but the idea was that we wanted to bring some thing that is a bit unique. It's easier to learn as long as you follow the rules, as long as you know where the entry is. This is for anybody who's not done trading to all the way to advanced level, and everybody in between, right? So we have just taken the same old concepts from the last 100 years and we added the AI power into it, right? So and you should be able to do trading no problem, because the whole idea is that don't do analysis, let the computer do the analysis and you just pick the entry. Because if you just get tired doing the analysis, what's the point, right? So let my computer software do the work for you. Works on Windows, requires iCore 5 or 7, 16 gig of RAM. If you have an additional monitor, it's good, so you can see the charts, because there are 5 charts. How much charges for the course, live stream, areas, everything is included in one monthly subscription of $300, and that is after 14 days. So first 14 days, try it, see what we have to offer. Try our live stream, try our evening stream, like I do sometime during the morning. I am now able to sit and I'm able to kind of explain you what the market did, right? So so it's $10 a day. It works out to $10. Rather, if you want to buy a lifetime license, it's $25,000. But $10 a day will get you access to a software that's really available to like professionals, people. Before March, actually before really July, this software was only sold for the last 12 years on individual investor style consumers only, right? So I wasn't able to give the subscription anything. Night session trade. So what happens is, of course, market is 23 hours a day. Not like 6 p.m. it starts, and yes, you can use this with Interactive Broker. Yeah, just download it, connect it. It works with Ninja. So I have a question here that explains the night session. So right now the market is open again, and rest of the world is now going to trade the markets. Future market is open 23 hours a day. So really it opens at 6 p.m. So 6 p.m. opens and it'll close the next evening 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, and then it'll open again on Sunday. So what happens after evening session, when the smart money is there, generally 9 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and then 8 to 10 o'clock, and then you have morning session 3:30 a.m. for us. So 9:30 our system software plots something called a night session low, night session high, and we have a kind of a free trade that works in a way that, let's say today the night session low becomes 44.80. So just doing a math, right? Everything is math here. Don't worry about money here if you figure out the math. So 44.80, you look at 9:15 or so, look at your computer, 9 o'clock or so, 8:30, look at the number, that what has happened from 12 o'clock in the morning, it's our 12 o'clock Eastern, to 9 o'clock. And you say, okay, system has plotted that there is 9 o'clock in the morning, 44.80 is the night session low. Okay, so you got your one figure. Then you look at what was the night session high. So your night session high, let's say 45.20. So you have 45.21 number, you have 44.80. This is a good time, a good example because the market moved. Some days market doesn't move at all. So 45.20 plus 44.80 is the 9,000 divided by 2 because 2 night and low, right? So now you know that your pivot is the place that moves, right? So pivot point becomes 4,500. So if the price, there's an indicator, there's a line there on 30/20 chart that says pivot point and midline. So midline is 4,500, pivot point our software calculates. So if the price opens at 9:30 a.m. Eastern US time, and if it's above pivot point and if it's above the midline, and if it's green background, it means it will go and test night session high. So 45.20. So that's kind of a free trade at 9:30. You can pick up 4, 5, 6, 10 points. Sometime we'll just go in one direction and you can make 10 points with one click. And at that time, mid-band doesn't work. You have to just enter, get in, get out, hit, done. If it opens below 4,500, the midline, and a pivot point below, more chances are that it will go, and the 1510 is red, more chances are it will go and test 44.80, right? So this is called a night session trade. Now, most people can do this with the basic math, calculate night session high. Don't have to calculate, it just tells you there. Look at night session low. So now you have two values divided by 2, and now watch what happens. And again, you can test this over a period of 2, 3, 5, 10 days and see how it opens, where it opens. If it opens above, it'll go and test night session high. So that's where the word is night session high, night session low, right? So that's a very common practice for a lot of traders to go in, pick up 4, 5, 10 points, and that's it, right? And then you have the night. So that's here. So the question is UK time. You should see for UK, if you can do FDAX, which is the German market, it's as good as S&P. So Ninja, you just call up your broker and say, guys, I want to trade German market. I want to trade Shanghai market, and they will give you an access to it and trade any market. I don't care, man. I'm not married to S&P 500. I just use it for what's the win ratio? See, you got to test it, right? So most of the time that thing works, no problem. So I'm going to explain you all 5 types of trade that are happening in this particular software that you can pick. So that's a 9:30 trade, sharp 9:30. Pick your trade, go midline above, and if it's so, you gotta kind of be ready to kind of make your calculation. If it's very low, below midline, and it's not close to midline, it may go and test the midline as well, and then come down, and may go and test. If it's coming from the top, may test them 4,500 and pick up. So generally nights, like I would say 80-90% of the time it works, and test it out. So the way to test it out is open up 30/20 and go back 10 days and pivot point trading. Yes, 30/20 will, the night session pivot point trading is 30/20. 15/10, you just gotta look for the direction. So 15/10 and 9:30, it has a direction, right? It's the direction down or direction up, right? So you just gotta pick and choose. So, but most people, sometime if they're not comfortable doing this trade, don't, because there is no stop loss kind of there. There is no entry. You just pick a market order and go with the flow, right? And sometime 10 points in one direction and you're like, hey, I'm done for the day, it's dropping. So all of these things have to kind of match. For example, what happened today, we woke up to an area that our AI software had given us, that it is opening approximately at S2 or S1 area, and price just was in a free fall. So even though it was even below the night session, so that night session trade couldn't have worked already, because the opening price is already below night session. So of course that's not going to work. If it's already opening above the night session high, so how can you test it? It may go and test the areas, but so pivot point, night session low and high, it may work, it may not work. It's hit or a miss based on where the price opens, which area it opens. Friday it opened below pivot point, and it did like expected low. It went as low as expected low, right? And just kind of stood there. Today we had again a big drop, and then it came back up to like 44.62, guys. Like, wow, that's amazing. And we were expecting that if it hits the 44 60, 44, 50, 44, 40, that was extreme low, and that was the low of your 240 chart. And if anybody looking at a 240 chart right now, it did touch 4462, which was the lower band of 24, and then just went straight up like 62. It went up straight up to 4486. So wow, that was just amazing, and it got overbought so long and so fast. So it went from 4462 all the way up to 4486, right? So like 86 minus 62, look, 24 points. Like, that is just amazing. So what else happened? So that is the night. So if you have to trade with evening areas, like, so what happens is computer would plot, and AI would give us areas for the evening. So right now we have evening areas. You can log into your superareas.com, and you can take a look at it. Some areas are posted, right? So in that case, if you were to buy, what is the area right now? Give me 1 second. Let me log into evening areas, and let's see what the computer has done for us. So we've given all the power to the computer, AI, and AI is the next. We already live in AI age. In the morning when you get up, Google tells you 45 minutes to the work, right? So that means evening areas. So look, there is no such thing as intraday because it's just 2 sessions. So right now his expected low is 4440. So to work with evening areas, if the price hits, what I would do is, okay, right now it has a range of 4450 and 4440. So I would divide that by, again, 2, and I will put my order at 44, maybe 45. Yeah, 45 is the middle number, right? And I would do a buy from there. That would mean that if I were able to get in, I would just enter there. And if I were to sell, I would sell at 45.20. I'll short from there, right? So I'll do a range. If it hits, big. If it doesn't, okay, no problem. I didn't lose any money. I'm taking my chances with the areas, right? So only expected high and expected low. I will sell from 45.20. I would put in order before I go to bed, and I would put in order for 45 to buy, right? So that's an area to area trading, right? There is no stop loss there. There is no, when you get up, that's where you can kind of say, hey, okay, I'll take my 2, 3, 5, 10 points. Because sometimes it has happened to me, and then I wake up and it's perfectly in the morning, it's ready. And then you have to put a stop loss at 9:30. Be ready that, okay, from there on, if it's already opening at 9:30 expected high and it picked up your order before 9:30 in the morning, then that will become your R1, right? So all of this has to be, there is no one cookie cutter solution for your day trading, right? So you just have to quickly see these numbers. And now look, already we're doing 95% of the work software is doing. We just gotta figure out our entries and our losses. That's it. Don't have to calculate anything. Don't have to look at any chart. Don't have to look at, you still have to look at the charts. What I mean is, don't have to draw any lines like on tradingview.com and figure out how to do what, right? Everything is done for you. You just pick a number and you're like, okay, I'm going to take my risk from there. Now, that was the number one type of trade in the morning. So that's the night session, high, low, and the area. Now, there's a next entry is what we call it a trend trade. With our software, a trend trade is done with a chart called 1510, and you are buying with the trend and you are shorting with the trend. If the color is green, you buy. First, like your trade starts with buy to open, sell to close. If your trend is down, you sell to open, buy to close, meaning you're shorting the price. So that's it. So that trend trade, where do you enter a trend trade from? From the mid of the, again, in the middle. Life itself is all balanced, middle, right? So that's how you have to do it, right? So you have to enter the trade from a midline on trend trading, and trend trading happens on 1510 chart. So look at 1510 chart, look at your trend. If it's green, if it's not oversold, overbought, and enter, right? So if it's green, you just have to check the overbought area. If it's green, for example, today, anybody who did trend trade today we hit 6 mid bands. And trust me, the thing was just oversold. And every mid-band I said, your risk is $150, 3-point stop loss. Your risk is $15. Anybody who took a risk, first mid-band came 9:42 a.m. and was perfect mid-band, went up, didn't break the trend and come down. And you got your first 2 points, 3 point far. I can go exactly down to let's take a look at this. All right, first time I believe this happened. 1 second. Let me go back. So ES, because I was watching ES. So our software doesn't lie at all, right? So the idea is you have to be able to loading. 1 second. Sorry, I gotta load my data series. Numbers of bars are not enough, so I'll load 1,000 bars to be able to go back. And the best beauty of it is you don't even have to touch anything on these. Just everything is done for you, right? 1 second. All right, first mid band came at 1032. Now it's not, sorry, 932, 946, 1032. First mid band on 1510, 10 and 32. Okay, let's see what it was happening. And it was not oversold yet. Yeah, it was starting to get oversold, but somebody took a risk and went in because it had fallen 22 points. And I said, now your mid-band, you have to choose your mid-band if you want to go in or not. Second mid-band came at 1045. Third mid-band came 1145. Fourth mid-band came 1205. Fifth mid-band came 1234, right? So 5 times $100, you were done $500 by 12 o'clock. 2 points each. You could have taken more, but 6 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8. There you go, man. 20 points, you give back 5, 5, 5, 6. So again, 100, 200, 300, $400. So I said 5 mid-man. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and then at 1 at 1042. So 5 mid-bands came, and you've taken your trend trade, and how much risk there was? 3 point stop loss, $15 on a micro, $150 on a mini. So you put something on the table and you say, hey, I'm going to take that trade, and it went with you 5 times today. So anybody who says trend trade mid-band doesn't work, I can prove it works. You just have to. So if you missed your night session trade, you missed any other trade, your trend trade is the fastest way to enter your trade. Because all this time, you can't just be sitting at the border and say, hey, I'm waiting for the perfect trade and I don't want to lose a penny. You want to do that? I'll come to trade number 4. Wait for me. I'll explain. If you want to have absolutely zero loss, still make your $200 at $100 a day, you just have to wait. Trade is called diversion. I'm coming to it because every trade comes in an order. So first trade is and I'll explain these things over and over and over until you guys get it right? And just learn it like your name, right? So everything is pure math here. There's nothing, the computer knows math, computer just follows direction, so it does what it's designed to do. So all you guys got to do is just understand how the computer is picking up the orders and just go with the flow. So night session, it's like playing a game and you know the computer move already, right? So first type of trade is your night session. Second type of trade is your trend trade. When you're taking a trend trade, that is buying with the trend. If the trend is up, you buy. If the trend is down, you short. That's it. How many points? 2 points all along. Just pick up scalping 2 points, right? And the only thing you have to watch is if it's oversold or overbought, and on the 30-20 chart. And then you decide, am I going to take that risk or not? So the mid-band risk is like you can analyze every single mid-band. You can jump into every mid-band, close your eyes. Of course, like not every mid-band will work because it may be overbought, maybe hitting the area, maybe a reversal, maybe news, right? So but mid-band is your fastest way to enter a trade after morning session. All right, so you're not comfortable with mid-band and you're like, you know what, I want to do a little bit of a different trade. So the third type of trade we have happening any given time is called the 30-20 overbought, oversold area. And that's the strength, RSI. Some people call it strength, some call it energy, life, whatever. Life of sellers, how you don't care. It's a line which is on 30-20 chart at the bottom. If it's oversold, if it's overbought, you basically, when it gets to 100 and it hits your area, if it's at the bottom, do a long. If it's at the top, do a short. So that's where those areas come in that our computer software generates ahead of time for the whole day and says, hey, these are the areas that you're going to have a reversal point. At that time, so there's no really a stop loss in overbought, oversold area because sometime, for example, today morning areas, let me take a look at it wasn't stopping altogether. So morning areas, Monday to Thursday, so it opened approximately S2 and didn't stop at 87, didn't stop at 84, it did stop at 75 for some time and 65. So it really had a hard time. So it dragged on for a few hours, at least an hour and a half, right? And 90 minutes or so. And then I picked the trade at 65 and I exited it at 73. So I did a live trade, a few actually, and it was okay. So at a 65, I knew because we were I first took my first trade at 75, exited at 72, and then it rejected the mid band of 1510, and then I let it slide, and 65 I entered again, and I exited at 73. Right, so you have to absolutely be able to take a risk at certain point, right? Certain point means that you have to be able to understand where am I going to enter. So the third type of trade is a overbought, oversold trade against the trend. So those reversal points on our areas come in handy. So you keep your eye on, like, is it hitting 75? What is 75? Am I going to enter at 75? Or am I going to enter at 65? Or am I going to enter it in between, right? Obviously, 75 is too risky. 65 is no risk. But what if it returns from 67? What if it returns from 68? that's then you're either being too safe or too aggressive. So you just dial it however you like it accordingly, right? So that's your third type of trade. So you got your trial starts. Yes, your trial starts the day. The same day you send me a message. We load you up for 14 days, superareas.com. We want you to see the material. If you're experienced, you'll just whiz through it. If you're not, you may require an additional 1 month of subscription of our software to be able to understand it. But you got to understand, I'm giving, like, this software cost actually like $25,000. If you were to come here and buy from me, a license is $25,000. Then you have a lifetime license where you have the streams, you have the areas for as long as they're. And but for $300 a month, like, so 14-day trial, and then you just test it out, see how you like it, and you can gradually ease into in the trading, right? There then, because anybody who's spending that kind of money expects a good return soon, right? And I do have people who have paid me $15,000, $25,000, even up to $50,000 when we were selling a couple of years ago, right? So it's just very good that once we have now NinjaTrader 8.1, we can do this software on the cloud as a service, right? So $10 a day, and we want you to make that $10 a day from this trading. We don't want you to like finance this from other employment. So we have kept it pretty reasonable, and we're trying to give you the best possible service that we can provide, whether it's through social media, whether it's through calling us, coming to our office, and all of that. So we're gonna try to keep it, and of course more things are in the pipeline, because again, our target is 1 million users worldwide. Big infrastructure, being able to all together do along like a group, and we want to build a private community, and that's the target. So we're keeping the price so reasonable that anybody who wants to get into trading from any part of the world can afford $300 a month, right? We maybe down the road are working on sending charts to your mobile, so you don't even have to subscribe to software, but you only get very limited markets, maybe 10 markets, S&P, gold, crude oil, natural gas. But that's only thing we're working on is the latency. If the latency is solved, then we're gonna have some big breakthrough. Right now the live stream is 25 seconds delay, and that's deliberate. So when I'm taking a trade, you're not just blindly copying me and just putting in your trade, and then I don't want to be liable, right? So live stream is there to answer any questions, but it's not there to hold your finger and put the trades in for you, right? So you have to understand that, right? So coming to your question, yes, you go against the trend on 30-20 when the area is hitting and it's maxed out. So if the maxed out at 100%, which is going to drag on, you got to enter some point, and then you take that. And really there's not really a stop loss there when you're going against the trend. So that is your against the trend 30-20 with the area trade. So night session, number 2 trend trade, number 3 overbought oversold, and number 4 coming to the diversion. My favorite trade, doesn't happen all the time, happens on 15-10 sometime, but it's the safest trade that I take. The reason is when diversion is confirmed, then you have much accurate chances the price is going to go in the other direction, right? So the way diversion works, let me see how I can explain. Being in front of the camera without a whiteboard, I actually bought a tablet that I'll be able to now draw live on your screen. On my screen, and you'll be able to see it that exactly with a pen. You can see it like, let me see if I can show it on the TV right here. If there's a diversion happening on a 30-20, and especially if you guys catch a diversion on a 30-20, man, you don't have to trade with any risk. So every trader wants to lose no money, and I respect that. That's how trading should be. But you have to take your risk somewhere, right? So, and again, you have to take your risk, and let's explain you. So I'm going to explain you right here. See, take a look. So right now it's the same thing happening on 30-20. Same thing diversion happens on 60-minute, 1440, 240. The bigger the chart, the better the diversion, the less the risk, right? So 15-10 diversion, we say about 8 to 10 points. Take 2, take 3, multiple lots, no problem. So 15-10 diversion, how that works, let's see right here. So if anybody who's got a chart of ES December 23rd, 15-10 go to 10:42 a.m. So 10:42 a.m. price made a lower low, right? Everything is going against with the trend. You're shorting, so you took a trend trade and you were pretty happy. So here, see right here, it made a lower low, right? And next lower low it made at 11:14. So approximately, give me 1 second, I gotta take this call. Sorry guys. So at exactly 10:42 it made a lower low, and then it made another lower low at 11:14. So first lower low it made on 15:10 is 4468, and next lower low it made was at 11:14 a.m. today. So what happens is, take a look at the lower lows. This line, by the way, comes after. But look at your BBs right here, right? Bollinger Bands. First lower low, but the second lower low it didn't make, right? So there is a diversion to the upside. Now take a look at third lower low, 4467. Your BBs did not even make another lower low, right? So that is called a diversion. So diversion line got created. On 30-20, you don't have Bollinger Bands, you just have the strength bands. Same idea. Lower low, 1042 at 1042, 1510, guys, not 30-20. Today was no diversion on 30-20. So 1040, 1042, 4468, your strength made a lower low. Go back to 1156, right here, the second, 1114. Your strength did not make a lower low. Coming back again, 1157. Your strength again did not make another lower low. So a diversion was formed. So diversion form versus diversion confirmation, there's a difference. Now you can say, all right, it's telling me diversion is formed, so price trend should change, right? But it didn't. So what that means, that's what I call it, a confirmation diversion, that you have to make sure midband change. Midband has to change the color. So if you want to be absolutely sure, absolutely make zero loss, you guys can take the least riskiest trade. This still is a risky, but at least by the time you will have very few points left to recover. So if this falls down, and to come to midband, for example, if there was a diversion here, so now you are how many points from the midband? So you are at 67, midband is at 71. So let's do the math here. 71 minus 67. So you said to yourself that I have 4 points that I'm going to give up, which is okay. You can not. Now you have to add 3 more points from the midline, 12 ticks. So now your price goes to 71, almost 72 plus 3. 75. So I would enter the diversion confirmation trade when it changes to green at 75. But it didn't hit. It just rejected at 73, right? So my diversion was not confirmed, right? So now you knew the longer it goes down, the diversion has to get confirmed first, right? So next trade is not a diversion, because again, at 12:14 it made a lower low. Again, 1247, it made a 1253, it made a lower low. But again, BBs were fine, strength was fine, so this wasn't a diversion. This was just coming from our area and it was oversold. So that's a different trade again, right? So diversion trade, you have to get it confirmed. You have to absolutely get it confirmed. Otherwise, you guys can get caught in a different thing, right? All right, somebody's charts are broken. I gotta go fix it. Guys, try not to close your charts, please. Like, it is, you guys close the chart and then save the workspaces, and then I gotta go in, overwrite the templates. So please don't, like, you don't have to touch this at all. Like, all you gotta do is simply, like, when the charts are closed, it's extra headache for me. Like, do not close the charts, please. Everything is set the way it's supposed to, right? So do not close the trade, please. I mean charts. I gotta fix the charts. I'll come back to explain you more type of trends. It's just a waste of time. When I overwrite the charts, then okay, these charts are fixed. I'm gonna go fix this. Please do not close the charts. If you want a demo, take a file, workspaces, save. All right, so that is the fourth type of trade. So trade number one, night session. Trade number two, trend trade. Trade number three, overbought, oversold against the trend with the confirmation of any area of the reversal. Trade number four is your diversion trade, 15-10 diversion, 30-20. But if you want to take less risk, make sure diversion is confirmed, right? And generally diversion on 14 points approximately is your diversion. And if, for example, in this case of 15-10 diversion, had the price changed, I would have lost 60.75 minus 67 was the diversion. So 8 points were gone and I would have only left 5 points, right? So all of this is happening in your brain, nanoseconds. Don't panic, don't worry about it. You can pick a diversion trade pretty quickly once you start to see strength and your bars. So once the best trade, the safest trade is number 4, diversion trade, but let it confirm first, right? So anybody who's rushing to trade doesn't deserve to be in this business. You sit there, you let the price come to you, and that's where you get in and get out, right? So the idea is, whole day I just sat there, and around 2 o'clock I shorted Nasdaq from approximately R1 area. Did it hit R1? Give me a second. Which area did I short? 44. Yeah, approximately S1 area. I shorted, made $200 from just one Nasdaq trade, and all along, right? So you can pick trades as you like. If switch over to gold, if it's making a diversion there, hey, that's a perfect day. If it's making on crude oil, for example, crude oil is overbought right now. certain other. Let me see how Tesla is doing. Everybody's saying Tesla is overbought. Let me see why even Bill Gates, other guys are betting against Tesla. Let me see S&P 500 and let's see Tesla. Let me analyze Tesla for a second. If it's overbought, Tesla. Let's look at it. 240. Let me see. It was overbought at 278. Yeah, it was overbought. Today, people shorted it. Yeah. So it fell down to, it was overbought. 100% correct, right? So if you look at even the 1440, people thought at 278. See, everybody, it was overbought at 299. Wow, yes. So when everybody says shorting Tesla, but here's the deal, guys. It's no longer overbought. So you guys can't just go in and say it's overbought. So when Tesla was oversold, approximately 212.36 was the price to get in, right? Approximately then, right? So now anybody who shorted Tesla, and I believe the current price is 266.28, right? So if you had shorted it from 278, so quickly pick your interactive broker. Like, end of the day, our target is profit. If you can learn to use 240 chart, you don't need anything else, man. I made most of my wealth with 240 and just took my chances on 240 chart. If it's gone below, I'm holding a stock like Tesla, overbought today. Everybody shorted it from 279. It came down to 267. So 279 minus 267, $12 per stock or per option, however you like to do it, right? So it depends. That's the beauty of our software. Regardless, you want to do futures, you want to do crypto, you want to, like, every time. Let me see Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin doing right now? So people, I say, hey, I don't care what your favorite instrument is. My favorite instrument is money. I could care less how I get it in terms of trading, by the way, just to make myself clear. Because there are various ways to make easy money, and trading is number one. You don't have to go anywhere. It could be in Canada right here. It could be negative 35 degrees Celsius, and I can just sit and look at a chart and electronic money fall into my account, right? Tell me another business that does that, that gives you the luxury and commodity of time. And all I've done is just sat here, connected old skills with the new platform, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, on RTMP stream. Twitch is coming, TikTok, new platform, and that's it. Now I'm bringing this knowledge to around the globe, right? So look how fast, with technology, I think we're living in the best possible phase of life, like humankind existence, where we've seen cassette players all the way up to DVDs, and now I think there was one last Blockbuster store left in the world. I was watching this documentary, and so nostalgic to go over there. I'm just looking at Bitcoin, because my Bitcoin contract is expired. So let's see, Bitcoin instrument list, BTC, cryptocurrency, BTC, futures, MBTC, where is it, man? MBTC edit, and let's look at MBTC. Is it moving 27.3? Oh yeah, still has some value in 20 contract of September. So let's look at it. So 24,910 oversold. So you knew that it's gonna bounce because that was a lower band of 1440, and there you go. If somebody picked up Bitcoin at 24,910 when it was oversold, you guys could have made your money, right? So regardless of anything. So what else? Now it's starting to go up to overbought area. So still not outside of the 240 band, but it was so let's see. August 18 again oversold, approximately between August 18 to 21st August. So whenever it goes out of the band, buy it. Crude oil is overbought at the moment, definitely. Let's see how long that takes when OPEC starts to ease up the production, open production for everybody. Futures crude oil, November contract. So 90.62. Well, let's see, 240 band. Yep, it is overbought. And one crude oil contract will give you $1, will give you $1,000. So 1440 is saying it's overbought. 240 is saying it's overbought. Let's see. Let me see if gold. What is the position of gold's contract of December? Gold indices, futures, gold December contract. Okay. What is gold doing? It's GC. Gold. Gold is okay, still not overbought yet. In 1921, it was oversold. It was out of the 240 band. That was 14 September, guys. In look, 1921, it went up to 1960, $40. My God, even one lot. But here's the thing. A lot of guys just sit here and said, could have, would have, should have, right? That doesn't work like that. You gotta act now. You gotta get in, take your night session risk for tomorrow. Take your trend trade for tomorrow. Take your, well, not tomorrow, FOMC, you're gonna see fireworks, bloodbath, or green, doesn't matter. But so pick your poison, pick your whichever you like. To whatever doesn't kill you will make you stronger. But put your stop loss in a trend trade is and then what you have trend trade, night session, overbought, oversold, micro Nasdaq, everything is there. Everything is there. Don't be just looking at previous charts and say, hey, I could have bought it there, could have, should have, would have, right? That doesn't work that in life. So each day you can analyze previous chart. Other than a few dopamine points in your brain, nothing else is gonna happen. Your account balance is not gonna grow. So tomorrow, sit there, analyze it, take your risk, $15 on a micro, $150 on a mini. Go in there, take your risk. And again, 5 mid-bands were rejected today, and that's it. So don't panic and just go for it. So. And then is your fifth is your gap trade. Fifth is after diversion is your area to area, where you do just position trading and you pick an area, let's say outside of the 240 band, and in between there's a gap trade. And even though we are behind the software, we wrote the software, we can plot a gap trade, but I'm still, as a junior trader, trying to figure out how. I know how gap trade works. When your bars are touching the midline, but your BBs are not, and your moving average MACDs are not touching the zero line. So, and the price goes in the trend, so that is a gap trade. Can I predict early? I'm pretty sure. Should I? That would be an amazing full grasp of the gap trade, right? And then, of course, positions, and I'm all type of trader. I like to do whenever I get a chance. Morning, sometimes these days I rarely get a night session high-low trade because I'm setting up the live stream from the office, and so it's okay. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, it's not a big deal. Trend trade, yes, I'll pick a mid band. I know $150 3-point stop loss, and I'll take that on a 15 on a micro, and I'll take that and take my risk and get out. Of course, overbought, oversold, I like it too. With the area, I knew when it got to expected low that 44.70 was my entry. I took that few points out. Expected low 65, again, took a few points and done. Then diversion trade, and then after that is your area to area position trading and gap trade, and that's it, guys. Like, that is my analysis for today. Diversion came on gold on 1510 today at 12:56 to 2 o'clock, but there was no trend change, so diversion was not confirmed. So you can do this on gold, index, futures, stocks, options, anything and everything. We are a day trader. We don't care what happens, to be honest, tomorrow, because I don't have too many critical positions open. I have three micros open, average of 45.28. I am holding. It's not a big deal. I picked up 3 more micros at the bottom today at 65, and I got out at 80. So again, you can trade, within a losing trade. That's a trick. So for example, if you have a contract open, and for example, I have 3 lots open that I want to hold. I don't want to hold more than that. So I'm opening, I have 3 micro open, and price went in my favor more, where I didn't want to average it. I just wanted to go in. So I picked up 2 more, and those 2 more, I picked it up at 65 or 67. I sold it at 80. So that was like a snack money, right? So 80 minus 67, that's 13 points times $10, because it was just $230. I'm like, all right. And then I still kept my 3 open. So tomorrow my position will get adjusted again. So within the losing trade, you can make money. So if you don't have to, you just add more lots and take your profit and close the lot before 4 o'clock, so you don't have to have extra margin to hold overnight. So you can do any type of trade here. Nasdaq is the fastest. Anybody who can do futures trading and that can do Nasdaq is my guru. The meaning, if they can successfully, continuously only do one type of trade and make their living from Nasdaq, and they deserve a lot of respect. And full Nasdaq, not micro, where each point is like $20, and it blinking of eye you can. So Nasdaq is a fire that can give you warmth and hot, but it can burn your house down too, because I've seen accounts drain with Nasdaq futures. So plus 2,000 minus 5,000 in a matter of an hour, right? So because it can move 300 points in one direction without a warning. And just go and type in on Google how many times Nasdaq has gone 400, 500, 600 points in a row, right? And 800 points in a day, I think it was the biggest, right? So it does happen. So Nasdaq, people start massively selling, And when you're shorting, shorting diversion, my favorite, because price moves faster when people are panicking and their stop losses are hitting. So we want to be the top 2% traders to go out there, and there should be no heartbeat problems, no nothing, no blood pressure high. Just sit back, relax, watch it, and then you make your trade. All right, guys, 1 hour, 25 minutes, and I will be wrapping this up right now. Thank you very much for tuning in. I know there was a break between this evening session live stream for the last 4 or 5 days. We had a funeral to go to. One of our business partners' dad passed away, so our condolences. And then what else? Then again, live stream set up and everything. So hopefully, another day tomorrow, another dollar, and that's it. Life moves on, right? So don't rush to trade. One last thing is, and just sit down, be relaxed, be calm, and just know if you're not sure, don't trade. You cannot just sit at 9:30 and say, I'm gonna make my $100, $200, $500. Trade comes. If it's not in my favor, I am not trading, right? Just sitting back, relaxing, enjoying. And because when the good trade comes, then I'll do. And go from there. Thank you very much, guys. Have a happy trading for those who are not trading in this session. There's for European session or other different, anybody who's trading European. FDAX moves pretty smooth, right? So, and definitely best of luck, guys. Take care.